What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 9 different crypto-related stocks or mining stocks today. CleanSpark, Marathon, Iron for Cow, BTBT. We'll also compare BTBT to Microstrategy at the request of Navi and Flower Child. We'll talk about Cipher for Cryo C, Cores, and Wolf for Unlawful Law. Let's get into it, my friends. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all to the new subscribers, and thank you all to the old subscribers, and everywhere in between. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you. Looking at this thing, it's at $1.97. If we're looking at the weekly RSI, you are overbought. Some of the most overbought readings that you've been in a very long time. The last time you were this overbought, you went on a very solid uptrend. To me, if we compared just this right here to what you got going on now, I would say it's safe to assume you might just be getting started. Okay, so let's assume that you are just getting started. Okay, we'll take an overall fib from the high to the low, of which you have a double bottom on. By the way, I think that's important to note. You're at the 236. On any fib scale, especially whenever you talk about an overall move like this, I think it's safe to say that when you hit the 236, you definitely have a green light to the 382. And it makes sense you'd go to the 382. You have previous areas of resistance there. It's a very strong area of resistance, even support back here, even resistance and support going back here. So a significant line there at $3.40. I wouldn't be surprised. It's very common on the first attempt up that you go a little bit above it. So you might go a little bit above 340. Don't cream your pants if you go above 340. You might you're not going to do this. You're probably just going to go up and then pull back to the 236 area that you're at now and then continue to go, right? You'll literally see something like this where you go up to the 382 and back to the 236, but instead of going down, you'll probably continue your way upwards. And it probably won't take as much time, but 382, $3.40, that's where I think you're going. You're at $1.97 now. I don't really think there's much more that I have to say on that. I'm very confident that that's where you're going to be probably by the end of the year. You could even be beyond that by the end of the year. If there's a noise that you just heard turn on, that's the heater. I actually just got a heater for my wife, an early Christmas present. Here, I'll show you the little fireplace heater there. We don't have a spot for it yet. She wanted me to plug it in to test it out, see how it went, see how it looks and everything. But we're gonna probably put it back there. It'll probably be in view of the camera, just because that's like the only place it fits in our living room, really. That would make sense. Anyways, this is not about that. It just turned on, so it distracted me. I'm very, very impressionable or distractible, whatever you want to say. Maybe not impressionable. I'm actually very skeptical, but who cares? CleanSpark, $15.10. You guys hit that like button if you're not impressionable. CleanSpark looking like it wants to move up. $15.10, up 16% to finish the week. That is a bullish finish for sure, man. I mean, like, if we look at the weekly candle itself, it was all the way down. You filled the gap and then just boom. You found support. You literally found support. Well, that was not what I thought it would be. You found support right in the gap there, right at previous areas of resistance and a previous shelf for support and resistance, just going back in time. Very keen area to find support on. You're on your way up, whether it's by the end of the year or by the end of January. I do believe that you're in the middle of a move that will take you above $30, onwards to $50. Not a whole lot's changed in that perspective. I mean, looking at the daily RSI, bouncing right off the 50, it looks like you kind of have this trend going on with your daily RSI, right? It looks like you've got this like channel. I don't know if that was the best drawn, but something maybe like that. If you want a more parallel, that might be best fit, whatever. It looks like we're at the bottom. We just started bouncing off of it. So my thoughts are, if you're waiting for CleanSpark to pull back, it probably won't pull back by much, and if at all, it's probably just going to keep going. Next week, I would expect this week to end the month, and starting next month, we would be up above $20. I think we're making that move right now. We're clearly stair stepping, right? Up, down, up, down. Our next up is probably going to take us right up in here, around anywhere from like $19.50 to $22, something like that. That's CleanSpark. I would expect that happens in a very short amount of time. Marathon is the next one. Gotta love Marathon. Very similar to CleanSpark in the way that I expect it to move over the coming rest of this year, going into the beginning of next year. So from the overall high to low of this very oddly shaped consolidation phase that you're in, you have broken above your golden ratio. The next target area would be the 786, 886, and kind of like CleanSpark, I would assume that by the end of the month, if not beginning of December, you're probably at that area, $27 to $30. But I do think that you stand to gain some more ground. You're at $26 now. I think that you're going to go up to $60, $50, somewhere in that zone by the end of this move, whether that's by the end of the year, by the end of January, or longer, I don't know. But I would assume Marathon's been cooped up for quite a while. I think it's going to run. I think it's going to run. I think it's just getting started, right? You're about to see a run like this, and it'll probably take you. I mean, like literally, it would make sense that it takes you right up into there. Like let's just just for comparison's sake, not saying that it has to do this exact thing, but from a low point here to that high point right there, like roughly, right? And then you put it here to low point to high point. It goes right to your golden extension. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. So, yeah. Let's see. Marathon. Not that that has to happen just because it's perfect, but I have a lot of confidence that that thing will continue to. Iron looking very bullishly charged, poised, and charged. I was trying to say poised, and I switched last second to say charged. So we got the word parged there. Looks like you're at the bottom of this range. It's not the most perfectly drawn range, but I definitely do believe that iron is about to move up. You're probably being held down by this area of consolidation here, finding resistance, blah, blah, blah. I would think that whenever you move up above this high, you'll make a run for your all-time highs, if not potentially even past that. I have been saying for a long time now, since here maybe, if not definitely on the way down. I know I've been saying this like basically since we've corrected that even though I do believe you're in some kind of channel and I might not be drawing it the best, it's upward sloping. Most people expect you to break out of these channels to the downside. You can break out of them to the upside, and I'm anticipating that you'll break out of this one to the upside. I don't think you're going to be range bound for the rest of the cycle. I don't until it's done. I don't think it's going to happen. I think you will break out of this. That might indicate that you're coming to the end of the cycle, but you're going to break out of it and see a more phenomenal move probably than you're accustomed to, even though you are accustomed to phenomenal moves. Nonetheless, though, that's kind of more speculative. Call that a theory, if you will. What's less, it's still a theory, but less theory. I would say more probable is that this next high will come in somewhere between about $20 to $28.50. You're at $10.78 now, so I mean, iron, same amount of time, right? End of the year, beginning of 2025, somewhere in that time frame, we're looking for these prices. So weekly RSI looking great, set up to do good things. Daily RSI is bullish as hell. So yeah, and you're finding support on your 123 moving average. Just you're looking so good. You're in a little mini channel of your own, right? And you actually you kind of have like a relative kind of parabolic shape. You might just rip to end this month here. Definitely to end the year, I think you're going to look good. Iron's going to, man, open up some call options, you guys. Not financial advice, but damn. I bought cryptos. I put a little bit extra money into crypto today, and I was thinking I should have just put it on Robinhood and opened up some call options. I really should have just done that because I think that there's more. I actually think there's more money to be made in call options with these mining stocks than there might be in most of the crypto coins that I was looking at putting money in today. But whatever, hindsight's 2020. Do not options trade. Okay, that's not me saying that. That's me saying what I would have done. I've got 8 years of experience doing this stuff. I know what I'm doing, and even then I lose money. So do not do leverage trading, do not do options trading unless you have experience, and even then probably just stay away from it as a whole. BTBT is the next one that we're going to talk about. Or if you do want to do it, just do it with very small amounts of money. That's what I was, going to do. It's not like I put in my life savings today. I put in a little extra money, so, money that really wouldn't matter if it got lost or if it stayed out of the market. So that kind of money, yes, you can play around with a little bit, but that's beside the point. This isn't an education in risk management. That'll be for a different video. But what this is an education in, hopefully, is 9 different charts. Let's go over BTBT here. So BTBT, $4.44, consolidating around this area. I wasn't expecting much out of BTBT. I was a little skeptical if it would continue higher, but it does look like it wants to. I don't like that you're getting more volume. Actually, that's on a monthly basis. Never mind, I take it back. It's actually not a bad thing. You kind of had a fake out, but you don't look bad. I wouldn't say you look bad. This is a fake out, but I think it's more of like maybe don't think of it as a fake out. Think of it as like a foreshadowing of good things to come. You're in this consolidation phase. From a fib perspective, your next area would be 681 to 917, but I don't think you've been consolidating this time to just make this move right here. I don't think so. I think whenever you break out to the upside, and it does look like you want to break out to the upside, you're probably going to go right up to the 786, 886 zone, resistance there, support over here, right? Probably resistance right there, significance on the chart. So probably something between about $13.60 to $20.60, somewhere in that zone. You're at 444 now. That's awesome. That could be by the end of the year, or more likely the beginning of next year, but you're going to be upwards and onwards on your way to this area like now. You're on your way now. That doesn't mean you're going to be there now. It doesn't mean that you'll be here by the end of the year. You could be, and if you were, I would assume the lower half rather than the upper half. But this move very well could end at 2061, and if it does, I would think that'll be in the very beginning of next year. You probably pull back and maybe continue higher after that, right? But that's BTBT. Let's compare it now to MicroStrategy because that's what Navi wanted me to do. So let's do that. So this is not the US dollar, right? If this chart goes down, that doesn't mean BTBT is losing money. It means it's losing value versus MicroStrategy. Or perhaps MicroStrategy and BTBT are both moving up. MicroStrategy is just moving up more, right? Or if they're both moving down, BTBT is just moving down more. That's what this chart means, right? It's not priced in US dollars. Okay, I'm sure you're all aware of that. Well, it kind of looks like it would be at a low, but this is such an obscure chart. Don't count on it to be super rigid with the rules. You're at an area that would make sense in the fibs to turn around on. Let's see. What about here? This low looks good. This low, nope, didn't mean to do that. Every time that happens, I swear I click this, but maybe I click right below it. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that could have been your low. The weekly looks like it wants to go lower. The weekly RSI looks like it wants to go lower. Daily RSI doesn't look the best, but it does look like temporarily you'd move up. So I would expect over the coming week, maybe even to end the month and begin the month of December, you'll gain value versus MicroStrategy. But I don't know past that. I kind of feel like you have more to go to the downside. So maybe to finish up the year, going into next year, you still lose value versus MicroStrategy, but then maybe after that, this thing could really start to gain some momentum. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's what you were looking for, Navi, but I gave it my best go there. We're going to talk about Cipher. I know that CryoC, you want me to talk about Cipher and you want me to give you a market cycle high prediction, right? If we take an all-time high here to an all-time low there, potentially you could see a market cap at $42 if you were to see new all-time, market cap, a price at $42 if you were to see new all-time highs, but that is still, what's the word I'm looking for? Speculative, if you will see new all-time highs or not. I don't have a problem with calling for new all-time highs. The chart looks bullish enough. Weekly RSI looks fine. Daily RSI looks bullish. Definitely looks like you want to move up in the immediate term. It's just a matter of getting above $10.10. You get above there, you start living above there. I would say I'm under the impression you're going to see new all-time highs and at least $42 to $71. You're at $678 now, so those are some decent gains. Let's look at the market cap. It could do that. It could. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know if it deserves that. I don't know too much of the fundamentals, but the technicals check out for that. I think it'd be fine. Really, I think you're just getting started, right? Kind of like a lot of these mining stocks. Yes, you've been moving up lately, but I think the meat of this move, the big part, you're probably going to see a bigger move than you've seen throughout this whole range, maybe throughout your whole life to the upside, right? The biggest move that you've seen to the upside. It's probably coming soon. And I would think that takes you near your all-time highs, if not through your all-time highs. So I'm not going to give you so much a specific price prediction with this. I don't feel confident on any of these numbers that it's throwing me, but I do feel confident you're going to move up. Let's maybe if we get something more relative, it can give us a more refined price target. Yeah, something like this might make more sense. In the near term, I could see you going 1078 to 1580. Yeah, that basically is the minimum that I was expecting before, and then up to your all-time highs, right? But whether you go past that still is a little speculative. Let's see how you do with this range. But very soon, yeah, you look like you're going to see some solid gains. I would be surprised if you stop at 1078. I bet you do work your way up to that $15, $16 area. That's Cipher. As far as all-time highs go for the cycle, if we look at this again, high to low. I mean, $42 could be it. $71 could be it. I don't know anything about the fundamentals with Cipher. I don't know what they've been building, what they're like. I don't know what their valuation would be by somebody who knows more than I do. A 6x there, a 10x there. If you were to 10x your market cap here, that's a $23 billion market cap. I could see that happening with any kind of crypto mining stock. As long as they're like a profitable company, I could see that happening. You could even go beyond that, right? Genuinely, prices up at 151 could be the case, or beyond that. I don't know. I'm actually not a good judge of this one, I have to say, but these targets are eligible and deeper targets are eligible by the end of this cycle. Personally, I would stick to something probably around one of these two. I would think that you break through this if you were to see new all-time highs, but it remains to be seen, right? First, we got to focus on this area here, okay? That's Cipher. Let's talk about cores. Core Scientific. Oh my goodness, 15% up this past week. Looking bullish, very bullish chart, man. Yeah, weekly RSI is bullish as hell. Daily RSI, pretty bullish too. You're probably coming to the end of your ropes. You probably are, but you do move up more. High to low here. Yeah, I bet you go up to like 20 bucks, 26 bucks. You probably turn around there, pull back down, like, I mean, to where you are now or lower. But you got a little bit more to go, I think. Very bullish. I just don't like the volume dying off as you're moving up. It tells me that you're coming to the end of your road, but I don't think you're there yet. Wolf. This one to me is like the most anticlimactic one. It looks like a very bullish chart, but then it's like, it's actually near the end of its run, where a lot of these charts, it's like they're just beginning. They haven't even actually really began to see the strength of their run, where this one's already, it's running out of steam. You can clearly see it is running out of steam. I'd be surprised if anything can happen, but I'd be surprised if it didn't see a more kind of longer phase of consolidation here soon. Longer phase being like multiple weeks, maybe even multiple months. Something that's more than just like this, right? Moving up slowly like that. Something that's more of like a dramatic pullback, but from higher prices. Anyways, that's cores. Let's talk about Wolf to finish this bad boy up. All right, Wolf. You guys, it feels weird making a non-live stream video. I've been doing lives every night for the past few nights now. It feels weird, but getting back in that rhythm, man. High to low here, golden ratio right there, beautiful. Monthly RSI getting into the overboughts, and that's great, guys. Last time you got overbought right here, I mean, you literally, as soon as you got overbought, it was this month, you were halfway through your move overall. If this was your move here and you're halfway through it, you're at least good for prices that are above 100 bucks in time, right? Volume looks really good, just by that logic. I don't know if that's going to be true or not. You got overbought here, basically halfway through your move as well, right? Different look to it, but still same thing. You got overbought over here, halfway through your move up too, and then you actually continue moving up at a slower pace, but over time. So that could be indicative that, yes, you will see new all-time highs for this thing in time. And what I would expect those all-time highs to take you to, 144. I doubt you see 700. I doubt that this thing does a 100x. But, well, actually, that's not quite 700, is it? So I guess I doubt you see 660. But something between 140 to 300, I think you could see. You could see 660, but time will tell. You know, what's the market cap of this thing? 2. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see a over $100 billion market cap. I think 144 to 269, probably closer to this 144 area in time is where you'll go for your all-time high this cycle. But on a weekly perspective, I remember when people used to laugh, man. We were down here, right? All this time, people were laughing. You think Wolf can go to $100? You don't know anything about fundamentals. I'm like, shove those fundamentals where the sun don't shine. I got technical analysis on my side, right? They say, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Well, the fundamentals back here might not have called for a $100 billion market cap, or I don't know, a $100 price, sorry. I don't know what the market cap would be at that. But the fundamentals might not have shown that there, but in time they will, and that's what the chart says, right? It looks bullish. They're going to be bullish. I don't know. I'm getting off track here. I'm just trying to end the video, man. No, there's not bearish divergence. I wouldn't call that bearish divergence at all. I think you're fine. Daily RSI, weekly RSI looks good. You're moving up, man. You're moving up. High there to low there. Your next target area. I mean, if you were to move down, maybe you move to $5. You're at 745. That is a bit of a dip. But I don't know if you do. I would think you just move up probably to 17, 22 to 27 bucks here pretty soon. You'll probably rip with the rest of them. But that's it, guys. That's all I got to say. If you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, my friends. Bye-bye.